Rhea Ripley kicked off Friday Night SmackDown and welcomed us to Friday Night SmackDown. She said she had the week off last week and someone missed her, but they just pissed her off even more and is itching for a fight, and she is happily will give Jade Cargill her match at Clash in Italy. But she was interrupted by Charlotte Flair, which she says Rhea should be focused on their tag match instead of Clash in Italy, and asked her where she was last week when they needed her help. And Rhea said she went home and gets defensive by saying, "Don't I get a day off like everyone else around here?" And Charlotte says she gets it and is happy that Rhea went home, but they needed her help, and her and Lexi got their own battles to fight. Rhea says that Charlotte didn't want her help anyway, but then Charlotte says she did say that, but now she wants her help for Rhea's battles. And Rhea said she's sorry that they got ambushed last week, but how it looks like Alexa took most of the damage. So if you don't got your partner's back, how do I know you got my back? And Alexa Bliss was like, hey, we should stop. And then Charlotte says she gets that Rhea is trying to put a wedge between her and Alexa, and Alexa said, Rhea Ripley said that she's not trying to do that to Charlotte. But then Fatal Influence comes out, and JC says that she loves seeing the SmackDown division in front of her eyes and in her own eyes. And she said this all started since Fatal Influence arrived on Friday Night SmackDown. Charlotte Flair was like, "Oh, you guys are looking for a fight? How about it's me? How about it's me, you?" No, she said, "How about it's me, Rhea, and two of the Fatal Influence girls?" But am I tripping, or was it not supposed to be? Did Charlotte not say her and Alexa, or was I tripping? I swear Charlotte said it was her and Alexa. Anyway, we saw Shinsuke Nakamura take on Tala Tonga, where we saw Tala Tonga get kicked in the stomach by Shinsuke, with Shinsuke delivering some combinations to the face, but he gets taken down with a big uppercut, thrown into the corner, and then slammed down to the mat, and thrown to the outside, and then thrown into the barricade, and then get a big power slam. But then somehow, some way, Shinsuke's very good technical skill allowed him to put in the armbar and then turn it into like a triangle, which didn't work because he ended up getting picked up, but then he tried to turn it into a guillotine, which he just got hit with a suplex, but he got slipped out, started attacking the leg of Tala Tonga, and even hit like a type of Kinshasa move to the back of Tala Tonga, and hit some kicks to the chest of Tala Tonga. And then when Tala Tonga was running in the corner, Shinsuke moved out the way, letting Tala Tonga go boot into the turnbuckle, and then he took out Tala Tonga's leg, and then hit him straight in the gut with that knee, and a big kick to the back of the head. But then, as Shinsuke was in the corner doing his thing, we see Solo Sikoa get on the apron, but get quickly taken out. But this allowed Tala Tonga to hit the nasty snap suplex and a big choke slam for the 1, 2, 3. And then all of a sudden, we see Solo roll into the ring, about to hit the Samoan spike, but gets stopped by Tama Tonga, and they have this little stare off. But then all of a sudden, boom! Tama Tonga hits his finisher on Shinsuke Nakamura, and they hug it out. And then as soon as Shinsuke is about to get hit with a Samoan spike, Damian Priest runs out with a steel chair, backing off the MFTs. So, yeah, that's what happened. It ended up turning into a Solo Sikoa versus a Damian Priest match later in the night. But Tiffany Stratton defended her United States Championship on Friday Night SmackDown against Lash Legend in Open Challenge, where we see Lash Legend dominate Tiffany in the early going, pushing her off in the beginning. But then Tiffany got some offense in, hitting a big drop kick in the middle of the ring. But this didn't help her out when she got hit with a big clothesline, and then Lash got taken out with a big chop blocked by Tiffany, and Tiffany hits a big drop kick again. And then they just go on the outside and fall to the outside. But Lash Legend picked up Tiffany and slammed her onto the hardest part of the ring. Then all of a sudden, we see Chelsea Green come out there, check on, Tiffany Stratton, since, Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton have a partnership going on. Well, according to Chelsea Green. And then we see Tiffany and Lash throw punches at each other. And we just see Tiffany getting completely knocked down to the floor with a big clothesline to Lash. Then Lash runs into the corner where Tiffany is at, but Tiffany dodges out the way, letting Lash Legend hit the LED ring post. Then we see big clotheslines from Tiffany, and then Tiffany reversed a move from Lash Legend into a stunner, then hit Lash with a cartwheel springboard thing in the corner into a big springboard cutter, and then threw Lash Legend into the corner, and this somehow Lash Legend reversed everything into a big powerbomb to Tiffany, but this allowed Lash Legend to get rolled up by Tiffany for a 1-2. Then Lash Legend came in with a big boot to Tiffany Stratton, taking her down. Then all of a sudden, after all this, we see Nia Jax get thrown into the LED ring post by Chelsea Green, letting Lash Legend grab Chelsea Green, pull her up, but this allowed Tiffany to take advantage with a distracted Lash Legend for a 1-2-3, and still the United States champion, Tiffany Stratton, with the help of Chelsea Green. And think about this, Tiffany. Think about this. If it wasn't for Chelsea Green, you wouldn't be the United States Championship still. It would go to Lash Legend. Think about it. Anyway, we see Trick Williams come out and have a little conversation with the crowd, and says that the people of Lexington love Trick and Yachty, and recapped about what happened last week, with Trick saying The Miz is a 7-time tag team champion, a Grand Slam champion, a future Hall of Famer. Then Yachty's like, he got carried through all of his tag teams, and he's been here too long. That's why he's a Grand Slam champion. And the moral of the story is, whoever interrupts the champion gets stepped on. And if anyone else wants to try it, which was Carmelo Hayes wants to try it. And Carmelo Hayes said that him and Trick knew that this was both coming this one day could come, and that Trick screwed him over, and he would still be the United States champion if it wasn't for Trick. Melo said that he carried that title for 8 weeks and won the people over with his blood, sweat, and tears, and wants a rematch of the title. But then Lil Yachty said Trick would love to perform in Lexington, Kentucky, in front of these people, but his schedule is way too busy to do that, and names off all the stuff that Trick has to do. And Melo says if Trick got some time between his hair appointments and massage appointments, then you know where to find him. And Trick was always second fiddle. And Trick Williams said that he respects Melo, and for this one time only, he is reopening the open challenge to give to Melo, because he respects Melo and respects everything they've been throughout the years, and gave him the match for the United States Championship, where we did see Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, which I did predict for Clash in Italy, but I'll take it on SmackDown. But we did see Carmelo Hayes get taken down early by Trick Williams, and then slammed by Trick Williams. Then Trick Williams got thrown into the ropes, but he used the ropes to stay on the ropes, throwing Carmelo Hayes back. Carmelo Hayes hit a big drop kick on Trick, and then sent Trick into the corner, hitting big chops to the chest multiple times. Then Trick caught a chop and hit his own version of a chop with a big pimp slap, and then hit the Trick stomps, where the crowd says whoop that Trick. And then Carmelo Hayes hit a big step up enziguri. Then he got taken out with a big leg twice, and then hit with a book end in the middle of the ring for the 1-2 ooh. Then Trick Williams sent Mello into the corner and started hitting his own chops, and then took him out with the big leg again. Then he tried to do it again, but Carmelo Hayes reversed it and had Trick Williams go over the top rope. And Lil Yachty stopped Mello from going over the top rope, stepping in front of Trick Williams. And Mello was like, what the hell was that for? Then Trick Williams got back in the ring. They started throwing punches at each other. And this allowed Trick Williams to hit a big neck breaker on Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes reversed a bookend from Trick Williams, letting him in a big clothesline in the face, and then a springboard clothesline. Dirty Diana for a 1-2 ooh. Then we see Carmelo Hayes get hit with a ginormous clothesline. Then, as we see Trick Williams get set up for a trick shot, he gets caught with the first 48. Then we see Carmelo Hayes climb the top rope, but all of a sudden we see Ricky Saints at ringside distracting Carmelo Hayes, which allows Trick Williams to take advantage, hitting him off the ropes. He even pushed Ricky Saints out of the way. Then Trick Williams got rolled up for a 1-2 ooh. But since the referee was distracted by Ricky Saints, the pin never counted, and Carmelo Hayes got hit with a trick shot. 1-2-3, and still the United States champion, Trick Williams. So congratulations to Trick Williams for retaining the United States Championship. Then we saw Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley take on Fatal Influence, where we saw Charlotte Flair hit the Fatal Influence's girls right off the bat, and then hit Fallon Henley with this the whatever this move is, the Devil's Kiss flippy thing, and then chops to her. Then we see Laney Reed and Rhea Ripley get in there, where we saw Rhea Ripley hit her classic super kick, plant in the middle of the ring, and big kick to the side of the face. Then Laney Reed threw Rhea Ripley into the corner and hit a big super kick, taking out Rhea Ripley, but then Rhea Ripley sidestepped Laney Reed out the way and throwing her across the ring. Then Charlotte Flair got on the top or bottom rope and tagged herself in, and then took out JC Jane with a big boot to the face, but then got hit with a big punch to the face. And then Charlotte Flair got thrown into the announcer's table multiple times and got taken out with a big clothesline and the outside. Then after commercial break, we see Laney Reed hit a big super kick on Charlotte Flair. Then Charlotte Flair hit the big boot on Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. Then all of a sudden, as the referee is distracted, we see JC Jane take out Charlotte Flair off the top rope and hit her with a big move. Anyway, we see back in the ring, Charlotte Flair gets hit with a big knee to the back of the head, and whatever this move was, and a big kick to the face. And then as Charlotte Flair is reaching for a tag to Rhea Ripley, Fallon Henley's pulling her back and then sends her into the corner. Then as Fallon Henley was getting on the top rope, she gets kicked off with a big boot. Then Laney Reed tries to go for a big boot, but gets rolled up for a 1-2 ooh, and then into a big neck breaker. Then eventually Rhea Ripley gets in, hits her clothesline on both Fallon Henley and Laney Reed, and hits a big drop kick on Fallon Henley. Then a big punches to the face, kicks to the stomach, big German. Then of course the capybara kick to Laney Reed, big razor's edge, kick straight to the face. Then Charlotte Flair got in there, kicked Fallon Henley's face off, and did a rolling senton to the Fatal Influence. Then we see Laney Reed hit Charlotte Flair, knocking her off the top rope, and letting Rhea Ripley hit a headbutt riptide into the natural selection for the 1-2-3. But they couldn't celebrate too long before Jade Cargill's team attacked them, sent Rhea Ripley into the LED ring post, took out Charlexa and all that stuff to the outside, and then we see Rhea Ripley get taken out with a big pump kick, and then a nasty Jaded for the 1-2 jaded, and it's been confirmed Clash in Italy WWE Women's Championship match rematch from WrestleMania. So that should be a pretty good match because their last match was pretty good. So I'm excited to see what this match can do. Anyway, we saw Solo Sikoa versus Damian Priest, where immediately off the bat, Solo Sikoa didn't even make it into the ring yet, and it got taken out with a big dot to the outside. Then eventually made it to the ring, where we saw Solo give an uppercut, but then took an elbow straight to the face. Then Damian Priest got on the apron and hit a big kick to the side of the face. Then got distracted by Tama Tonga, and this allowed Solo Sikoa to hit a big Samoan drop. But Solo Sikoa got hit with a super suplex, and then we see Solo start throwing bombs, and then we see Damian Priest start throwing bombs, and a big shoulder tackle into the corner. Then as Solo was running into the corner at Damian Priest sidesteps, boom, big spot in the corner from Solo, and then Solo gets tossed with a broken arrow into the middle of the ring. But then Solo hits a nasty spinning solo for the 1-2. Ooh. Then Damian Priest delivered his classic roundhouse kicks, disgusting clothesline, and flatliner. Then we see Tama Tonga get on the top rope, and he gets hit with not one, not two big roundhouses to the face. But then as Damian Priest turns around, he gets hit with a big Samoan spike for the 1-2-3. And of course, MFTs attack Damian Priest, but Royce Keys comes out, takes out the MFTs, and then Solo backs off. Then we see Royce Keys go to check on Damian Priest, but then Damian Priest puts on the South of Heaven move on him, and then he was like, what was that for? And then you got, Solo Sikoa, the instigator, so he was trying to beat you up too. Which was hilarious. And then we saw Sami Zayn take on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And the reason why this match happened is because, Cody Rhodes caught Sami Zayn talking trash about him again. So, reasonable match. And then they shook hands to start the match off, and we see Cody and Sami lock up. Then Sami sent Cody to the other side of the ring, and Cody hit his classic uppercut to the chin with a big face plant. And instead of Sami shaking Cody's hand when Cody offered it, he did not accept it, unlike how Cody did when Sami accepted it. And then they started fighting. Sami threw Cody in the corner, started slapping him a bunch of times, but Cody had enough of that and started chopping Sami Zayn in the face multiple times, and then hit a beautiful snap power slam, but then went for the super Cody cutter, but then got taken out by Sami Zayn, then letting Cody Rhodes land on his knee, which he hurt for the rest of the match and was selling for the rest of the match. But he hit a big suplex on Sami Zayn, and even hit a big super Cody cutter. But then we see Sami take out Cody's leg again, and then as Cody was on the apron, he gets pushed all the way, thrown into the announce table, letting him fall, and just before the count of 10, he makes it back into the ring. And then Sami, as Cody's recovering in the corner, Sami goes to the other corner, setting up for a haluva kick, goes for the kick, but misses after Cody Rhodes moves out the way, hits a big super Cody cutter, but then gets rolled up to a 1-2-3 after going for the crossroads, big blue thunder bomb for the 1-2, ooh. Then we see Sami Zayn lock in the figure 4 leg lock. And then it gets reversed, the pressure and all that stuff. Then Sami gets hit with a big disaster kick. Then all of a sudden, as the referee's distracted with Sami, Gunther comes from behind, puts in a sleeper hold, but Sami tosses the referee out the way, goes for a haluva kick on Cody, but accidentally hits Gunther, letting Sami get hit with the crossroads, and Cody Rhodes take the win. But immediately, Cody Rhodes gets jumped by Gunther, but Cody Rhodes was ready for the attack and starts punching him in the face, but he got hit with a big clothesline power bomb. And as Gunther was about to hit another sleeper hold, Sami Zayn runs in the ring. It looks like he was about to save him, but then Cody gets put into the sleeper hold again, and Sami just looked at him and then walked out the ring looking back looking like he almost regretted it. But we all know that this cold-hearted fraud in Sami Zayn did not regret not going back and letting Gunther hold up the Cody Rhodes Championship. Unbelievable. Gunther should be a. You know who? No. This isn't even Gunther's fault. This is Sami Zayn's fault. Sami Zayn is a cold-hearted fraud of a person. Unbelievable, Sami. I thought you had something with Cody, but I guess your friendship with Cody meant nothing to you. Nothing. But this was your Friday Night SmackDown. I won't lie, pretty boring episode, especially since there's the NBA Western Conference Finals going on, the San Antonio Spurs Thunder, which is way more interesting than this Friday Night SmackDown was. So I was watching both at the same time. But yeah, poor Sami Zayn. You need to stop making poor decisions. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.